Hello, and welcome back to a brand new recording session for them's Fightin Herds. Now, it's been a little bit of time since I last covered the working build for this particular fighting game, and as of right now, it's currently beginning of May 2020. And the reason why I'm jumping back into the game is one, because I haven't played it in a while, but two, as you can see from the main splash screen here, the 1.0 release for them's Fightin Herds has finally come out. Main 6 has been developing the early access version of the game for quite a while. They've been hard at work fine-tuning and tweaking and polishing up the game in anticipation of its full release, version 1.0. So what I thought would be interesting would be to jump back in and take a look at the game, since the last version I played was several iterations ago, but also to jump into the story mode. When I was playing through arcade mode before, I said that once the story mode starts coming out, I would jump back in and actually delve into some of the lore for the characters and see what Main 6 has put together for the actual story for the game. What we can do is go into practice mode and take a look at the basic layout. And last time I recorded a session for them's Fightin Herds was not only on my old machine, but also my old mic setup. I moved my microphone to the other side of my desk, but as a result, it's pretty close to my face, and just like before, it's going to pick up the sounds of my fight stick, but I'm going to try not to hammer the buttons too hard so that it won't be too distracting. But the inputs from the fight stick is going to be kind of unavoidable. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Now, taking a look at the interface, the backgrounds are animated now. You can see that the windmill is actually moving, and there's what looks like a couple different layers in the background. Overall, the set piece painting looks really good. And I think there's even ambient light for a nighttime version of this stage. The characters have a bit of kind of a moonlight reflection going on, which is kind of cool. The overall feel of the game is unchanged. Doesn't feel like they really tweaked anything with the handling of the characters. I just picked Arizona because she's the first story mode character, I think. We'll see when we get there. But she's also the one that I remember playing around with as my secondary. And it looks like the rendering on her lasso is done. Her sprite looks like it's pretty polished, and the animation frames look smooth. If we go into combos, the hit sparks, which I can't remember what update they kind of messed around with the graphic effects on the hit sparks, but those look pretty good. The character portraits in the upper part of the screen by the life bars show a hurt state when the characters take damage. I wonder if it does a special effect when you do a super. Yeah, it looks like there's a super animated frame in the same portrait, which is kind of neat. Looks like Oleander's book for Fred. I can't tell. The model looks, it might be a little bit more polished up. I think they more or less had all the animations for that done. The combo system is the same, sort of a Magic Series type of combo system. I get to kind of remember all of the combos with Arizona that I was doing before. It's been quite some time. If we throw, let's see if we can get another super bar. to recap the character basics real quick, Arizona's kind of a close-range, rush-down, brawler-type character. Her magic system, as denoted by the green bars above her super gauge, are connected to her lasso. Every time you land a lasso on the enemy, it fills 1 pip on her bar, and consuming those by doing moves plus the magic button give her EX versions of her certain attacks. If we do a half circle forward, let's see, half circle forward plus magic, we get dash, which can be used to cross up the enemy. I think she has the standard headbutt, which is a fireball forward and attack button. It can be Drekad if you repeat the input. The magic version of that looks to be the actual cross-up dash. She has the stomp, down, down, weak, medium, hard, and then if you use magic, that's a full screen, unblockable, I believe. And for her super, she has trample, I think it's called. Yeah. And if she has more than 1 super bar, you can throw reverse fireball for rebound, which relaunches the enemy, and if you're quick enough, you can get another combo before they hit the ground. Overall, looks like they added some additional graphic effects to the supers. I think there's some shading and shadowing going on. Overall, looks pretty clean. I know Main 6 has talked about adding level 3 supers to the game, which I don't think they were originally planning on releasing with 1.0. I think initially it was part of their forecast, but they didn't make it into this version of the game, so we'll have to wait until some future builds come out before we can see level 3s. But overall, that looks like a pretty good preview of the game. As we go through and check out the other stages, we can kind of see how the details have been fleshed out. I think what we can do is go into story, since that's going to be the main focus of this series. Now, what I haven't really been doing is keeping close tabs on the development and updates. So I know next to nothing about the story mode and what it contains. We'll essentially be going in blind for this series of videos, which should be interesting. Let's see, story mode, new game, prologue. Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Alright, intermediate mode, AI intensity starts, sleep trot 0 rounds up as you progress. Difficult, experienced, you play TFH regularly or looking for a challenge. AI intensity starts at greenhorn, then ramps up as you progress. We'll start on intermediate for now. Capital to the nation of the Tundra, just one of many nations in the world of Phonum. For the first time in countless generations, the Phonum Council of Ungulates has reformed and now convenes to discuss a matter of utmost urgency. Fellow Ungulates, even and odd toad alike. Council Chief Anga. We, the appointed elders of our nations, are gathered here today to discuss the disturbing rumors that have been circulating across all of Phonum. And bear witness, we have found a survivor. Murmur, murmur, murmur. Come, young fool. Thank you, Chief. Ribbon. Do not be frightened, small one. Tell us what you saw. Yes, ma'am. You see, I was back home in the savannah just before dawn. I woke up early that morning when I felt a firefly tickle my nose. I chased it through the tall grass, just, playing around. Anyway, it took me all the way to the watering hole, and that's when I saw them. Big, mean-looking creatures. Black as night, but you could see through them, like ghosts. Gasp. That's what I said. They were like nothing I've seen before. They were four-legged, but their hooves were strange, soft and round with little points sticking out. The hair of their coats were long and thick and shaggy, almost like a bison. Why, I never. They spoke to one another, their voices were low and scratchy, like they had eaten thorns. I tried, but I couldn't understand. And then... Yes, what happened next? One lifted its head, sniffed the air with his pointed nose. I was hidden in the grass. I know I was, but... That's when they all whipped around and stared straight at me. The biggest one croaked out, "Grass eater." Gasp. That's what I said. That's not a bad word, is it? Am I allowed to say that? Never mind that. What happened next? I ran. They came straight at me. I saw teeth, sharp like I've never seen before. I ran and ran until my legs almost gave out. Before I knew it, they had me completely surrounded. There was drool coming out of their mouths and an awful smell. They growled from all around me. The key. Take us to the key. I thought I was a goner. But then, the dawn. A big beam of morning light hit them and they turned to smoke. As the big one was fading away, he hissed in a way I could finally understand. The predators return, and we will be hungry. Then gone, just blown away in the wind. I told my chief what happened. Her face in stripes turned white. That's when she brought me here. So then, thank you for your story, young one. I like the art. It's pretty well done. Council Chief, the Foal's accounts line up with other reports. She is lucky to remain unscathed. Indeed, and now we know they're looking for a key. And now you can no longer deny it, Anga. The legends are true. Oh, you and your legends again. Don't be a fool, old man. The key they seek is real, so legends must be too. Somewhere, there's a mystic door keeping our ancient enemies, the predators, at bay. You are all fools if you do not heed this warning. I propose we find the bravest, strongest, most skilled among us to find the key. We must name a champion. Children's fairy tale or no, I admit this thread must be taken seriously. We shall find this key, whatever it is. After years of discord, I know that ungulates of Phonum will not agree on a single champion. So we must settle this as we did in the times of old. Fellow ungulates, hear my decree. Antilopians from the valley, Whitetail of the forest, Gotani of the islands, Bizen of the plains, Equines of the steppes, and all the other proud nations of Phonum. Choose your own champion. Send them on the quest for this legendary key. It will be their duty to battle against each other, horn against hoof against antler, until one champion and one alone remains. Whoever that ungulate is will have proven themselves worthy to be the protector of Phonum. Our key keeper. We must find the strongest of us all to face this threat, for if we fail, all of Phonum shall surely perish.